Hey, good morning, everyone. Sarasota Tim coming to you from my home base, leaving my home base, going to Youth Fit Gym. And it's a beautiful day. It's 84 degrees, 8:15 a.m., a little late start this morning. No biggie. I don't have to be at work till 4 o'clock. At Total Wine in Boynton Beach, Florida on Congress Avenue. There's only one. 4 to 7 p.m., handing out samples of Heineken Silver. Want to stop by, grab a sample, shake a hand, say hello, come on by. Love to see you. Some of you have, and I really have enjoyed meeting some of you out there. Today's video, I want to talk about your wireless service. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a carrier. Everybody has a car with car insurance, and they talk about switch. You might be able to save this much money a year and this and that. And what happens is most people, if it's negligible or they don't want to go through the trouble, they never, ever, spend that 15 minutes can save you $500 or something like that. People won't take the time to see if they can save some money on their car insurance. For example, I have Geico, and I've been with them for, over 20 years. And I don't care if I could save $100 a year. I'm not going to switch because I have a long reputation with them, and it's just all good. And that's over a whole year. But wireless service is a whole different thing. And it's very simple to do. Listen to me. If you've got AT&T, Metro PCS, T-Mobile, Verizon, all the above, and you're paying more than $25 per month, including everything, total amount. If you're paying $1 more than that, you're paying too much. You say, all right, I'm listening. What do you got? Well, first of all, I'm talking about Visible Wireless. That's who I use. That's who I've had for close to 4 years now. That's who I use to upload my videos. That's who I use to power my smart TV at home, as I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't pay for it because the $25 that you pay with Visible Wireless not only gives you unlimited talk, text, and data, you get an unlimited tethering hotspot. What a hotspot is, for some of you out there that may not have heard the term, if you have a Wi-Fi router at your house so that you can watch your smart TV or have your desktop work, that's what a hotspot is. It's your Wi-Fi. And Visible, you push a button on your phone and you search for that signal on your TV or your desktop or your laptop, and you simply connect, and it provides a 5G, a very strong signal. I have 5G data on my phone because I happen to own a 5G capable phone, an iPhone 13 Pro. Phones earlier than that, some of them aren't 5G capable. But that's not really a big deal. 4G, 5G, LTE, makes no difference. You're doing the same thing. You're texting, you're talking, you're surfing the net, you're streaming your TV, you got a signal, it's called internet, it works. Leave it at that. Visible Wireless is owned by Verizon. Visible Wireless works through Verizon towers nationwide. Visible Wireless is Verizon, the best service, the best signal, the best in wireless communication. A lot of the other companies that seem to be just fine, you're texting, you're talking, you're surfing the web on your phone. I don't know if you have a hotspot or not. That's a big kicker right there. You can turn off that Wi-Fi you're paying for with whoever and save that money because your phone will work. And if you have a spouse or children and someone else is in the house when you leave and they can't watch TV or have internet on the computer, they can just use theirs. So that you have to juggle around. So, but Visible Wireless is $25 a month. It went to $30, and then they went back to $25. I'm not even really sure if it's still $25. $25 or $30. They have a $35 plan, don't fool with it. That's for people that want this special overseas things and all that. And if that's you, you can read about it on their app. Why is it so cheap? What's the catch? When I first got it, I told all my neighbors, I was so excited about it. I told all my neighbors, like, you got to get this Visible Wireless. And they thought that I was going to make money or I'm getting a commission. Anytime you push something on somebody, they're like, that's just the human nature today. They're like, why are you pushing this? What are you getting out of it? I don't want to help you out. Sounds like I'm going to get the short end of the stick. It's not like that. It was just pure enthusiasm and wanting to share a great deal. And I think it's silly for anyone to pay $1, much less people that are paying 40, 50, 60, 100, 75, whatever it is you're paying, and you don't even have a hotspot for wireless. And you've been doing it for years. What's the catch? How does it work? What's it about? Here they are. Bullet points. You ready? You simply Google on the, not Google, you go to the App Store on either your Android or your iPhone, and you download the app called Visible Wireless. You do not walk into a store anywhere called Visible Wireless, like T-Mobile or Verizon. That's why there's a savings, because you go in there, all you're going to do is wait in line anyway. No one waits on you. No one knows anything. All they want to do is sell you a phone. If you try to tell them, transfer my contact, oh, you got to do that on your own. There's tutorials for that on YouTube. They used to do that. They don't even want to help you with that anymore. So they're just commission-based salespeople pushing products and taking payments. They may answer a few questions for you, but so Visible doesn't have that, so they don't have that overhead. But remember, Verizon owns them. So why isn't Verizon pushing it? It's a subsidiary that Verizon has. When you pay your Verizon bill or your AT&T bill, you're paying for a bill that you used the month before. They're giving you service based on your good credit. These mobile Metro PCS and other wireless carriers like Visible, they're a prepay. So you give them $25 through PayPal and you get a phone service. And you put it on auto pay, and every time you give them your money, your phone keeps working. When you stop giving them your money, your phone stops. You know, so there's no cancellation fee, there's no contracts, there's none of that stuff. But because there's no salespeople and offices and buildings and rents to pay, they can afford to do this. The signal isn't their towers. They're not, a company that has their own towers. It's Verizon's towers, because it's Verizon company. And I've been all over this country, and I've never had a problem, unless I was in God's country, up in the mountains or somewhere where nobody's phone worked. That's the only time my phone has never worked. And all this stuff that you'll read about, they'll slow your speeds in heavy traffic if you whatever. Well, look, I'll admit, when I upload videos sometimes, if they're a little longer video, it'll take a little longer. If they're a shorter video, it doesn't take as long. If I happen to use my iMovie app and I make a few clips to add to my video, that seems to, even if I go to a Wi-Fi like a coffee shop, it's not so expressly fast. So I don't really see that much of a slowing or a difference. It's just depending on the length of your video, the resolution you recorded in, and those kinds of things. But it'll upload. It'll work. And let me get back to it. The Visible Wireless, the only people that can't use Visible Wireless, there's only one reason you shouldn't be using Visible Wireless. And that is if you have a device that you owe money on, you know, a lot of people, they go in, they want the latest and greatest, and they take the device payment. They elect to make payments on their new Android or iPhone. And that's the longest darn thing to pay off I've ever seen in my life. I've done it before. It's a 2-year deal, and it seems like it's been 4 years and you're still paying on it because it's only like $20 and $30 a month, right, for these device payments. That's how they get $1,000 for them. And people want the biggest, the latest, the greatest, the best camera and all that, and that's fine. You know, I don't think they can make them any better than they do now. The 14 is out. It's the same thing I already have. I wouldn't trade, and I don't think my camera can get any better. So I will probably never get another phone again unless this one breaks. So if you have a device payment, you have to pay it off. You have to have an unlocked phone when you go to Visible Wireless. So you say, well, I owe $500 on this phone still. Pay it off, and the money you're going to save, the $20, $30 or more dollars a month, I don't know what you're paying for your service, is paying for that phone, paying you back. So it makes no sense to pay an extremely high wireless service and the device payment. So this cheaper wireless service will pay for that phone for you. And the second thing you have to do that would keep you from getting Visible Wireless is it'll ask you to go into your settings and scroll down to General, and then you go all the way down, I think it's in General, to where it says About. And you get the IMEI or something like that number. And you put that in after you've downloaded the Visible app, and it checks real quickly to see if your phone's compatible. They'll say, great news, you're in. Your phone is compatible with us. So then you simply have to have, and be prepared for this, your phone number, which obviously you know that. You get to keep your phone number, and your PIN number and account number to your current carrier so they can do what they call transport or port over, whatever they call it, your number to them. So you need to provide them your PIN and your account number. So you just grab that from your bill or go online and find it, and you know what your PIN is. You should. And you check your IMEIA whatever number, make sure your phone's compatible. You follow the very simple, intuitive instructions on Visible app. And then if you have a newer phone that doesn't require a SIM card, that's that little bitty chip that goes in the slot, the side of your phone into a little tray. Most phones today are called eSIM, where they just get it from the airwaves, from the internet. You don't need to use a physical little card. But if you have a phone, say a few years old, like an iPhone or something, and it still requires the card, they will, at their cost, this is the greatest thing about Visible, FedEx, overnight, your new SIM card for Visible. Meanwhile, you're rocking and rolling with T-Mobile and Verizon or AT&T or whoever you got. You're just, nothing's interrupted. Okay, you've provided all them the information. They say, fine, we'll send you your thing. And believe me, it's on your door the next day. Unless it's Friday or something, then you'll have to wait till Monday. And if you call them early enough in the day, you'll have it the next day. They're Johnny on the spot. They pay for it. You know how much that costs? That's not cheap. Big old FedEx envelope with a little bitty chip in there. And then you simply pop out. They give you that little, it looks like a paper clip. You stick it in that little hole on the side of your phone. It pops out that little tray. And then you pay close attention as to how that SIM card is laying in there. There's a little corner that's cut off on one end where it's not perfectly square. And you want to just put the new one in, you know, the same way. It can only go in one way anyway. You can't really mess it up. Just be careful when you pop it out. It doesn't go bing. You know, kind of put your finger there so, you know, you got control. Just push it in firmly but softly. Don't just mash it in. Pop your new SIM card in. Go back to the app. It's going to say restart your phone and activate your service. Everything will be instructional, intuitive. A 2-year-old could do it. And then it's going to say Visible Wireless on the top of your phone. And your phone number is the same. And your contacts are there. Everything is there. Oh, also you want to make sure that you do a backup, which your phone does automatically every night anyway, or should. But in case you put a new phone number in the last 24 hours to a new friend or a business or something, if your phone hasn't been backed up in between that, you won't have that number. That's what backing up is. Most likely, everything you have on your phone, if you didn't do a backup, will transport over. But don't hold me on that one. So just make sure you do a backup. A backup is, just go on YouTube, how to back up my iPhone, how to back up my Android. It's go into the settings, your picture up there or your Apple, ID is, backup now. You just do it. Oh, hope that wasn't confusing. So you back up your phone, you get the SIM card mailed to you, or you just do an eSIM, you restart your phone, and you provide a credit card that they can charge every month to $25. I think they're back to 25 or 30. And you're good. You're just like you were before, except today you're only $25 and every month from now on, or 30. And you now have a hotspot. You can even go anywhere and provide your hotspot to someone else that needs to get on their laptop in the car and they don't have, Wi-Fi. You can just turn your phone on and say, hey, go ahead, get on your computer. Or you can do that for your computer, in your car or something. And it's just awesome. I mean, I've had it for 4 years. Now I'm going to provide a link in the description of the video that allows you to get visible. It'll take you to it. And you'll save $20 on your first month. And so will I. But guess what? I'm really not, because you can only get 12 months of these rewards. Every day my phone says, congratulations, another month, $20 off, one of your people signed up for Visible. I've been maxed out for 12 months, $20 thing for 2 years. So I only pay $5. And you wouldn't pay any more either if you got a friend to use the link once you download the app and you share your link and you tell somebody about Visible. And you can build those up. But because I'm a famous YouTuber and my Visible wireless videos, I've made a few of them, have really been very convincing, maybe more than this one because I wasn't dragging it out so long. People just keep joining. And if you want to be a minimalist and you want to save money and you think things are expensive and inflation and all that, like I talked about in previous videos, why pay any more money for anything, than the cheapest price? I call it whoever wins. When I go to the grocery store and I buy shampoo, now I know people are going to disagree. Oh no, I buy Pantene. I don't buy that Suave. Well, I got short hair, so I just look for whoever wins, lowest price. Shampoo is shampoo. So on certain things, but wireless service, if I thought you were going to get involved with something where, it didn't work, I would never get on here and promote it to you. I wouldn't do that. And I've had people that, very few, that have complained that it wasn't for them, it didn't work good or something. So you can always also do that. You can just simply Google Visible's or Verizon's network coverage of the U.S. And it's pretty much, like I said, unless you're up in God's country somewhere where no phone probably works that well, or you could be in a dead spot. Oh, wait a minute, let me back up. Let me retract what I just said. If I go over near the Boynton Inlet where I go all the time on A1A, and I park at that Hammock Park, that free parking lot area, there is no internet. There is no Visible. It doesn't work. It doesn't exist for like the parking lot area. I mean, as soon as I go out of there and go down the road just a little ways, boom, the phone starts working again. It's just weird. A lot of places where there's concentrated power lines, or I don't get it. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't work there. So, you could be in a house where you're at most of the time and be in one of those dead zones and it wouldn't work. but AT&T does. So like I said, check the cover just to be sure, you know. But if Verizon works where you're at, Visible is going to work. So I'm going to provide the link. Go ahead and switch. Save your money. Have somebody help you if you're not really good with the phones. I've helped so many people. I'm very techie. I had these senior citizen neighbors of mine in Lakewood Ranch over in Sarasota. They just thought I was a genius because I could, you know, navigate on my phone or work something on my laptop. And I helped them out. They with their smart TV and moving things up and changing their favorites. And they just, you know, they just from another era. They just thought I was a whiz kid. And it's really simple stuff. But I've helped a lot of people out, and I hope I can help you out. I hope that you'll take this seriously and you know, get off your duff. Save that $20 a month, $30 a month. I don't know what you're paying for your wireless. I know some people pay a lot. Stop doing that. Get on this. It's 25, 30 bucks, whatever it is. All in with the hotspot. You might even be able to cancel your wireless router. Tell them to come pick that thing up. Take it out of the house. You don't need it. Here's another tip for you. If you live in a condo complex, kids in college in dorms, you know, if you have a big house, like these big mansions people have, they have a router somewhere in their house, the internet, and then they can go like way on the other side of the house. They still have internet because of that router in the house. Well, imagine that house was a big apartment complex or a condo. Do you think that when you look for wireless signals, a Wi-Fi signal on your phone, you don't see all them other signals that pop up from your neighbors? All neighbors have to do is share their password with 2 or 3 of their neighbors they like that are, you know, like next door, and they could all split the bill. And nobody has to have it all individually because there's no security risk. You're just on Wi-Fi. You know, you just happen to be able to know their password to get their Wi-Fi signal. That doesn't allow them to look at what you're looking at or your bank account or anything like that. I mean, if they're normal people with a regular router like you would have, like you do have currently. So anyway, we're going on another subject. Forget all that. You don't even need that. All you need is your smartphone. I watch my TV every night with my hotspot. I leave my phone plugged in. Infinite, and I think I used 2 terabytes last month. You know how much that is? That's a ton. I've been doing it for 4 years. They haven't cut me off. They love me. I'm bringing them customers all the time, and they're growing because together we're all crushing it.